for black girl nerds.
Hello, ladies. You are some strong, kick-ass ladies in this movie, and I love it, love it, love it. Starting with you, Charlize. Usually, with a superhero or a higher being, there's a clear distinction between the good guy and the bad guy, but we're not quite certain what these immortal beings are until we really get to know them. How would you describe who they are?
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. It was important, I think, for all of us to make this story feel as complicated as all human stories are, right? There is no black and white. There is no comfort box to put something in and to check those labels and boxes. And I think we wanted to show a bunch of characters who at certain periods maybe were on the wrong side of history. And I think, even just given the circumstances that we find ourselves in today, with everything happening socially in the world, we have to be able to acknowledge that it's not necessarily the wrong and the right. It is, at what point do you actually take accountability for ignorance that you have to be able to look at, and it's more complex than just wrong or right, but at what point do you look at that and actually change that?
Right. Absolutely. With those getting to know them and evolving, we introduce Kiki's character to the mix, Nile, who brings something new, definitely quite a bit younger than our other characters. What does she bring to the mix, do you feel, that is special that the other immortals are lacking?
I mean, she's bringing a new sense of faith. I mean, that's a big part of Niall's character is her faith. We see her praying, we see her, leaning into that to help make sense of things, but also to find the greater purpose in what does it mean to be immortal. And I think that, the other members of the old guard have started to lose a bit of that sense of purpose because they feel like they're fighting the same battles over and over again. But here you have this new character who's a Marine at that, who's coming in with this new passion of like, no, we have to keep fighting because there's something greater that's happening here.
The anatomy of a fight scene is so complicated. There's so many moving parts. Charlize, what was the training like to prepare to just get in there and just tangle in all these epic fight scenes?
Really, truthfully, it's just consistency. You have to show up, and that's really where it kind of begins and ends. We had an incredible team. We really set ourselves up to succeed. KiKi and I just had to show up. And so we spend 3, sometimes 4 hours, 5 days a week. That's not giving the training that we individually decide to do on the weekends. And it was everything from learning the fights that we had to accomplish in this, but also learning weapons training. And I had to do a lot of horseback riding on this. And so you have to have a certain amount of discipline or embrace discipline in order to actually pull one of these movies off. And I think you should either, whether you enjoy it or not. And if this is not your thing, if physicality is not your thing, then maybe you shouldn't do one of these movies because it's hard. There is nothing easy about it.
Thank you, ladies, so much. We enjoyed it greatly. Appreciate your performances. Very well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.